Just with Michael as well as with Kirby coming out just to have their live session today, what were you seeing from those guys, and hopefully this means good things moving forward for them?
Yeah, I think that Kirby I thought Kirby was good. Talked to him briefly afterward. Strikes, did his usual. I think he felt good coming out of it, and as long as he feels good tomorrow, then there's certainly a good possibility to be activated this weekend. And with Michael, I didn't talk to him. The stuff was good, and just curious to see what the pitching guys and the training staff feel, and what he thinks of how he felt today, and we'll kind of move forward after that.
How valuable is it just to get eyes on him in person, and kind of, as you were saying, the pitching coaches and wanting to work through some stuff, but just what is that value in seeing him here in person, and if there are things you want to adjust, and you can kind of do it head on moving forward?
It's important. I think really, obviously, you're in rehab mode, you're not around, and so to get back to your teammates and the coaches, and they might be able to kind of detect some things or clean some things up mechanically, is a good thing. And be here tonight, last night to watch a game, I think that's that's helpful and productive. And I'm happy to put eyes on Michael. It's been a while.
With him, is it just kind of getting command more dialed in, or are there other things that they were?
I think it's the secondaries and getting comfortable with those. I think certainly the command, but he's more going to be stuff over command, and that's kind of who he is and has been. So that's one part of that. But I think he's just feeling confident with his entire pitch mix.
What's the plan for him at this point moving forward?
I think tomorrow, for both guys, in all honesty, is kind of see how they feel tomorrow, and then I think we'll have a much better decision on this weekend for both those guys.
Michael's numbers in Oklahoma City, I'm sure you know, were not good. Were the reports different?
The reports were that the stuff was good. Certainly the line wasn't good and consistent. I think more of the thought is with this track record, the heightened focus being here, that's kind of our thought about the potential activation.
Speaking of the numbers, if you look at just the team, just the numbers, you guys have sort of struggled for momentum. You win a couple, you lose a couple, it goes back and forth. Do you feel that? Does it feel like that to you? And are you a little worried about the fact that you haven't been able to catch some momentum and carry for a week or two?
I wouldn't say worried. I think it's kind of where we're at right now, where you're talking about, piecing together a pitching staff, and I think that teams win consistently over like stretches as far as winning streaks by preventing runs, and I think that it's hard to do that without it. So I think that for us, it's just getting a quality start to then have good innings out of the pen. And so right now, if you look at the last few weeks, we just haven't been able to do that. And that's kind of the reason we've kind of played 500 baseball, the last few weeks.
Does it feel like a struggle to you, or like 3 steps forward, 2.5 back?
No, I would say struggle, but it's a little, it's been harder to gain traction as far as winning 7 of 8 or something like that, though it has,
Dave, this is a little bit tangential, but UCLA baseball hosting the Super Regional this weekend. I know you're a proud alum, wanting to get your thoughts on this team and what it's like to have the Bruins kind of back on this stage.
I'm excited, very excited to exchange texts with Coach Savage today. And it's given what that baseball program has gone through this year with Jackie Robinson Stadium and things like that, the uncertainty going forward, the coaches, Coach Savage and the players have done a fantastic job of staying focused on winning and getting to the College World Series. So they're 2 wins away. Got a big series at home at Jackie, so I'm really rooting for those guys. Yeah.
Did Tommy tweak something a couple days ago? Is that why Ruiz is here?
Yeah, so Tommy just kind of the other day, it's just the ankle got a little sore. There wasn't one particular instance that it happened from my ears. So just kind of making sure he's down today, didn't start yesterday, and we want to make sure that we're doing everything we can so it doesn't get worse. So he's day to day. Today, he feels a lot better than he did yesterday. And so right now, Rui's going to be taxiing.
Tweak the ankle.
It's the same ankle that he went on the IL for, so we're just kind of trying to figure out, where we go from here.
At what point do you think, you might have to make a decision with Tommy, like, will it be a couple days, kind of like with Mookie, or could it be sooner?
I would say a couple days, if it feels better today, which it does, and then kind of tomorrow, we'll see where we go with that tomorrow, but so it'll probably be a couple days.
David, did you talk a little bit about Andy's development this year? It looked like the breakout was coming after spring last year, and that maybe it just took a year for him to really settled in and comfortable this year.
I think he's certainly comfortable. He certainly looks like he's playing like himself in the batter's box, out in the outfield, and so he just looks like a major league player, and the rookiness is dusted off, and the confidence exudes, and I really do think that Teo has been a huge kind of mentor and kind of comfort for him and support. So he's playing really good baseball,
And just quickly on Tommy, I know when he first came back from this ankle injury, running was the biggest kind of piece that was bothering him down the line. Is that what's kind of bothering him right now, or is it something else?
I think it's a little bit of the running, a little bit of the lateral, and so there's just kind of overall ankle soreness, and so once you start getting sore, and then you start compromising some things. So we're trying to make sure that we kind of get that soreness down, so we can kind of keep that strength up.
Is Ken dealing with anything?
Kim's fine now. Kim, I think he got hit yesterday, fouled the ball off, but he's fine.
What do you think of the version of Juan Soto that you're seeing right now? And does he seem maybe more locked in than even when we saw him a couple of weeks back?
He looks more locked in than we saw him a couple weeks ago. He does look more locked in. Obviously, really nice defensive play made on the foul ball. Will Smith's bat. Made a couple nice plays going back. So, and that bat really locked in. So I don't know what it is, but he's dangerous.
Considering you've seen the Mets a lot the last couple of weeks,
What's that?
Considering that you've seen the Mets a lot the last couple of weeks, do they look like a different team than maybe you guys saw in CS, or if so, like what kind of looks different year out?
It's there's a lot of the same players. It's the same team, but obviously when you add Soto, there's a difference. But very, very comparable to the team we saw last year. But they don't have Manaya. Obviously, they just lost Vientos, but it's a similar ball club. Some confidence, I guess, and I think Carlos does a good job with those guys.
Tyler said yesterday he's hoping to get off the mound at some point in the next kind of couple of days. Is he back at a spot where he can start kind of ramping up again?
We're hopeful that sometime end of the week, something like that he'll be back on the mound. And like I said the other day, he's working hard, and so we're certainly trying to be mindful and careful of his build-up. But that's the expectation.
When you look at the staff and the injured guys just as a whole, like how confident are you that, with the way guys have progressed lately, you're still going to be able to get back, most of these guys that you expect when you look at the big picture, and how much of that has kind of gone into, slow playing some of these guys and trying to make sure they're okay?
I think we're very confident that we're going to get, the guys we're talking about back. I think as far as return to play, there's certainly a cautiousness to it, because as you start getting into the middle, later part of the season, then any setback could be, detrimental for the rest of the season. So I think that I'm very confident we're going to get them all back. I just don't know when, and I think that we're kind of, again, being very cautious of that. So, and then once we get them back, we got to make sure we keep them back too.
Is Tanner available tonight?
We'll see. I'll talk to Bardo, I'll talk to Tanner. But if there is a safe situation, that might be, the conversation. But yeah, these physicals, it would be 3 in a row, but, where my head is at right now, yes.
Have you heard anything coming out of Evan Phillips' surgery this year?
I haven't. It was, it was this morning, so I haven't heard.
One more, guys.
How was he seeing Shohei Yates today?
Excuse me?
Shohei's baby? How it's called?
Shohei's baby, I haven't,
The car.
oh yeah, the car. Yeah, that was a present from me and my wife to Shohei's baby. So you saw that already? Yeah. Yeah, we have a little running practical joke situation going on, but this was a gift for the baby. Yeah, pink Porsche. Yeah, thanks for asking.
What's his reaction?
He was very grateful. Very grateful, yeah. All right.